Such a sad little transaction, don't you think? Swapping something priceless for something cheap, something real for an illusion that barely glimmers under the light. And now, look at them, hands full of nothing but cold copper, heavy with the weight of their own mistakes. It's poetic, really, how greed and ignorance always lead to the same place. Regret, a slow, creeping rot that spreads through their veins, gnawing away at the edges of their minds. And now, as they sit with their empty pockets and hollow smiles, they're haunted by what they lost, what they threw away. But that's the game, isn't it? People never realize the worth of what they have until it's gone. They think they're clever, think they've outplayed you, when all along they were blind to the value sitting right in front of them. A diamond, brilliant, flawless, but too bright for their dull eyes. So they grasp for the shiny, the easy, the worthless. And when they wake up, when the gleam fades and the illusion crumbles, what's left? A penny, a token of their failure. But by then it's too late. The diamond's long gone, slipped through their fingers, never to return. They sit now, clutching that worthless coin, pretending it was worth the trade. Oh, they lie to themselves, of course. They tell themselves it was a good deal, that they didn't lose something valuable. But deep down, in the dark, quiet moments, when the lights are low and the noise fades away, the regret sets in, hard. It eats at them, twists in their gut, whispers in their ear. They could have had something eternal, something priceless, but instead, they chose the easy path, the cheap thrill, the empty promise. And now they live with the weight of that decision. But the real sting, the real poetry of it, is that they knew. Somewhere, in the back of their minds, they knew what they had. They just didn't have the vision to appreciate it. A diamond in their hands, but they were too distracted, too impatient, too greedy to see it for what it was. They traded eternity for a moment, perfection for convenience. And now, that moment's gone, faded like smoke, leaving them with nothing but ashes and regret. It's the oldest story in the book. People always reach for the shiny, the simple, the immediate gratification. They think short-term, think about what's easy, what's available. And the diamond? It requires patience. It demands respect. It's not something that shines for just anyone. And when they fail to see its worth, when they cast it aside for the first glittering thing that catches their eye, that's when they seal their fate. The diamond's gone, and no amount of pleading, no amount of regret can bring it back. Now, they look at that penny, that worthless scrap of metal, and they realize what they've done. The weight of the diamond haunts them, not because it's still there, but because they know they'll never hold it again. And that's the punchline, isn't it? The diamond is lost to them forever, while the penny, cold and dull, stays in their hand like a monument to their failure. The brilliance of what they lost will haunt them for the rest of their miserable lives. Every glance at that worthless coin will remind them of the treasure they cast away. Regret is a heavy thing. It digs into the soul, claws at the edges of the mind. They can try to move forward, try to pretend it doesn't hurt, but that's just it. They know what they let slip away. That's the brilliance of it. That's where the real punishment lies. Not in the loss itself, but in the knowledge that the diamond is still out there, shining for someone else, out of their reach, forever. And the penny? It'll never be enough. no matter how tightly they cling to it, no matter how many lies they tell themselves, no matter how much they polish it. It'll always be just that, a worthless thing, a reminder of what they gave up, what they chose to lose. Now, all that's left for them is to live in the shadow of their mistake. Every day, every hour haunted by the glittering memory of what was once in their grasp, but now lies beyond their reach. The diamond has moved on. It's found a place where it's valued, where it's cherished, where its brilliance is appreciated for what it truly is. But them, they're stuck with a penny, a cold, heavy penny that reminds them constantly of what could have been. Time doesn't obey our commands. It never has, and it never will. People think they can outrun it, manipulate it, bend it to their will. But time moves on, relentless, indifferent. And the funny part? It reveals everything in the end. Time doesn't care about your wishes, your regrets, your desire to freeze a moment or fix a mistake. It keeps ticking, stripping away the lies and illusions until all that's left is the raw reality of what you meant to someone or what you didn't. Time doesn't play favorites. It exposes, it teaches, it reveals. People are always trying to control time, thinking they can stretch it out when it suits them, rush it along when they want results. But time doesn't care. It doesn't stop for anyone's convenience, doesn't slow down just because someone's not ready to face the truth. It drags everything into the light eventually, forces everyone to confront what they've done, what they've lost, what they've thrown away. It's the ultimate teacher, and its lessons are as brutal as they are fair. Time has this habit of showcasing value, of revealing what you actually meant to someone, what role you really played in their life. People can talk a good game, make promises, weave pretty words, but over time, the truth comes out. Maybe they said they cared. Maybe they claimed you were irreplaceable. But as the days and months roll on, the way they treat your absence, the way they fill the space you once occupied, shows you everything. Were you a diamond? Or just another penny they casually tossed aside? Time strips away the pretense, leaves only the bare bones of reality. And it's equal, isn't it? No one gets special treatment. The rich, the powerful, the forgotten, all of them get the same lesson. Time grinds everyone down eventually, whether they're ready for it or not. And it teaches. Oh, how it teaches. It shows people the consequences of their choices, forces them to live with what they've done, or what they failed to do. There's no running from it, no bargaining with it. Every second lost, every moment wasted, every word unsaid, all of it comes back in time. Every single regret. It doesn't matter how strong, how clever, how quick someone thinks they are. Time always wins. Time is the judge that never sleeps, the shadow that follows everyone from their brightest moments to their darkest nights. It watches silently, waiting, and then, when it's ready, it reminds everyone exactly who they are and what they've done. And the worst part? It does this without any malice. It's just the way things are, the way the game is played. For some, time is a cruel mirror, showing them just how little they mattered to the people they once trusted, once loved. For others, it's a revelation, showing them that they wasted their time on the wrong people, on the wrong moments, on the wrong lives. But it's always honest. Time doesn't lie. It doesn't twist or bend. It just reveals. Cold, clear, and undeniable. People try to fight against it, as if they can outwit it. as if holding on to memories, clinging to past glories, or regrets will somehow give them control. But time is always in control. Every second that slips through your fingers, every opportunity that passes, it teaches you, whether you want to learn or not. And that's where its real power lies. It forces everyone to face the lesson, forces them to understand, whether it takes years, decades, or an entire lifetime. There's a dark beauty in it, though. Time doesn't forgive, but it does offer clarity. It peels back the layers of denial, of excuses, until the only thing left is the truth. What was real, what wasn't, who valued you, who didn't. And when time's finished its work, when it's stripped away the illusions, that's when people finally understand. But by then, it's too late to change anything. Time waits for no one. It moves at its own pace, teaches at its own rhythm, and shows everyone exactly where they stand in the grand scheme of things. What they meant, what they lost, what they wasted. And for those who were too blind to see it in the moment, well, time has a way of making them see eventually. If you lost someone but found yourself, you won. That's the punchline nobody wants to hear. The victory nobody dares to claim because they're too busy mourning what's gone, too busy clinging to the absence. But think about it. Really think about it. What could be more powerful than reclaiming yourself from the wreckage, emerging from the flames, stronger, sharper, unshackled? You lost someone, sure, but in the process, you found something far more valuable, yourself. And in that moment, when you realize what you become, when you stand tall in the ashes, they are the ones who truly lost. People come and go, their attachments, temporary, their promises, fleeting. And sometimes they think walking away from you is the ultimate blow. Like ripping themselves out of your life is the worst thing that could ever happen. But here's the twist. When they left, they didn't take you with them. You stayed. And in that silence, in that void they created, you found the one thing they never could: your own power, your own identity, free from their influence. That's the kind of win that shakes the foundations. It's the kind of win that redefines who you are. While they're left to play their petty games, chasing ghosts of what they threw away, you're standing on new ground, unbreakable and unapologetic. You found yourself. You won. And that's something no one can take away.